Oh, I should probably get my controller ready. Oh, they really just showed my banner for like the thing. That's crazy.
Uh,
Let's see.
Bring. Is my mic working?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Alright. Okay.
Just looking for my control. Oh, here it is. Okay. So we can do this like in a number of ways. And this up to you however you want to do it. We could either go to to like the solo queue. Well, it's not called solo queue, but we can do like hang on. I forgot what it was called, but we can do like the Puyo there where we don't like send each other garbage, but I can still see you chain. Or we can just do like short like best of 5 sets, and I can watch you change from there. But it might be a little hard since garbage will be displayed. But people will learn differently, so however you want to do it's up to you.
Wait, whichever one. Awesome.
Whichever one you want to do. Hang on. Let me go. Actually, go. Let me just go to the online menu so I can
Okay.
better pinpoint.
This is gonna be on Puyo Puyo Champions.
Oh, you want to? Oh, you want champions?
Well, that's the game I got on my Nintendo Switch.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
If that's the case, we can do that. I'll just make sure to have the setting to where I can't send it to where we can't see each other garbage and disrupt each other. Unless you learn better that way.
It's. What? I'm just gonna be chaining solo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. You can go ahead and make the room, but when you do make the room, go ahead and make like the minimum chain, the 20, so that way I won't be able to send any garbage to you.
Oh, okay.
And I'll just join your room.
Alright, I got the room up.
Okay. Just...
Yeah.
So now I'll just focus on watching you chain. I'm not gonna do anything on my end, so don't worry about me doing anything. I'm
Okay.
just gonna watch you chain for a little bit, and then if I need to like just chain on the side as well, then I will.
Alright.
But I'm purely just gonna watch you. So I just want you to show me what you know so far.
Okay.
Wait, the third connection. Oh, can you get it? Okay. There we go. If you need to just reset the board, just let me know, and then I'll top
Alright.
out or keep top out. Nice 10 chain. Nice, dude. Okay.
闇の力よ。1、1、2、1、1、2、3、4、5、アレイヤード。
You told me to read.
1、2、
When they come back, I'll ask them to ask if they want to reset their board so we can make another chain.
Okay.
Oh. Did you want? Did you want me to go ahead and reset the board so you can make another fresh chain?
Oh, do I reset it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and reset it.
Okay.
Yeah, like pretty much after you make like your first chain, just go ahead and I'll just go ahead and reset so that we can just you just go ahead and make like a fresh chain rather than just keep training from like the board, which is kind of a good thing, but you know. Okay. I'll keep watching.
Alright.
Okay. Are you familiar with like the stairs pattern or anything like that? Or do you kind of just freeball it?
Yeah, I'm familiar with stuff like that.
Okay.
Like the sandwiches. Yeah.
Okay, because I see you don't really, like go for that a lot. So I was wondering if you actually did know what those were. You just seem to get like the hang of secondary chaining down. I mean, the speed could be worked on, but the fact that like your first instinct is to just make a secondary chain after your main chain is already good.
Okay.
Because like some battles, when you do get like a more neutral state after your main chain, then you are gonna want to try to make like a secondary chain to actually win the battle instead of just having it be decided by like that one main chain. So.
Alright. That's good to know.
Yeah, I think there's like a common misconception with like Puyo because like people seem to think just because like the main chain is launched that the battle's over. Like the main chain has to actually like neutralize before it actually is decided. So
Okay.
just try to remember to keep that instinct of just making another chain as soon as your main chain is finished.
1
But other than that, I do see some things that I do want to try to work on with you. But I'm just gonna have you reset the match so we can, well, not the match, but reset the board so that we can make you have another chain.
Okay.
So I'm gonna confirm something real quick. I want you to try to go for like a formation that you may know, if you can.
2 3 4 5 6 7
Okay.
1 2 3 サンダーストーム 1 2 槍の力よ
Okay. I'll go ahead and reset the boards again.
Alright.
This time try to make a formation that you might know, like sandwich or GTR or something that you might, or stairs or something that you might know. So I can
Okay.
like better like notate.
Oh.
Yeah. That's alright. That's why you have set to 2. Go ahead and try again.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
1、2、3、4、サンダーストーム6、7、ラピスラズリー1 1、2、3、シアン1、2、
Chism.
3、4、5、6、アレイヤード1、2
Okay, go ahead and top out for me, and then we'll go ahead and discuss some things.
Alright.
Let me just get this
勝ったのか
here. No, not window capture. You can just go ahead and hit back to lobby.
Oh. Yeah,
Or
excellent.
exit.
Retry.
That's fine, I'll hit it. Okay,
Okay.
so let me finish getting this chain sim loaded up and displayed over to you.
Alright. You're gonna screen share?
Yeah, I'll screen share,
Okay.
and then I gotta try to put it on the... Give me a second here. Oops. Okay, good enough. Alright, so what I do notice is that you do build your GTRs like correctly, like you know how to basically do this shape. And surprisingly,
Yeah.
there's like a lot of things that people kind of struggle with. The the base, however, may need to may be a little work. I can't really exactly go back to it because I actually have to rewind the stream. Actually, I can go ahead and rewind the stream. I just have to go to it. But there are some parts that I think that you could do better with the GTR rather. With the base building rather. If I can go back and pinpoint it. Oh wait,
Okay.
I don't need to do it on PC. I can just do it here. Let me just go back and pinpoint it. Okay. Also, if you can't see my screen for any reason, you can always just look at the live chat or the live stream, but whichever way works for you.
Yeah, I can see it fine.
Okay, good. Because this is my first time actually screen sharing and streaming at the same time, so I'm not sure how that was gonna go.
Alright.
Okay, so I know like you build your GTR base like this. This is technically like still okay since it actually did work out. But there's actually a better way to do it because this kind of leaves your tail to be a little bit more uneven and questionable. Mainly because like the base is kind of uneven. Usually when I try to play the game, I try to keep it flat. Try to keep my bases flat so I can like still like fight on top of it. So probably instead of like going for something like this, I would probably do something a little bit more similar to probably add another green here and then maybe like one up here as well. then here, so that way just this can be flat, and then of course use this tiny space to actually just extend your chain, and then use like this area over here to either, and then just kind of like use this part, to kind of just for like your extending purposes, and then if you need to go over here to extend, that's fine too. But I mainly try to use this area over here for like actual just attacking back. So for instance, if I see someone trying to send out like a row of garbage, I would probably set something up like, off the top of my head, probably just something like this. So that way, if I do need to rebuild this, all I have to do is just put like one more green and like two more yellows, and then your base is pretty much already back up. So try to keep like your bases. So try to keep like your GTR bases a little bit more flat. And if you don't make it flat, it's also okay. But then you kind of have to realize if you do want to make your tail a little bit longer, you also have to like keep in mind that your chain is probably going to be a little bit more, well, more like this. Your tail's going to be a little bit uneven, but to sight see that, what I would do is probably just place a little bit more like this. So like, since you know that all of these are going to be cleared out, this is going to end up being straight. So you can put your tail like, so you can like put your tail like this, and then maybe just one more up here, and then you can fill this up with whatever color you want. I would probably avoid red in this scenario, because you don't want it to like sort of confuse you in the end, and then you want to accidentally put a red at here and kind of break your chain. Let's say you want to put like green over here, and then once you do set up the chain, it'll be something like this. So that will both extend the back of your chain. Because since you know all of this is going to be cleared out, then these will have no choice but to be like more of a flat area. So you'll know, okay, so since it's going to be all flat, I can use this as like a tail formation.
I noticed that green on the top, like, is used for extra chain. Like, I don't really know how to do that. That looks confusing.
Yeah, it looks confusing at first, but then like once you like kind of like just go into practice, once you like kind of like put it in this, and then kind of just like, okay, so I know this is gonna be flat, so let's try to like do a little bit of this formation. The main thing I kind of like look at is like how it's like built, how it's like placed up here at first. Like, I kind of recognize these like little shapes, if that makes sense. Like this looks like a little like L with like a little star, kind of like an incomplete, like, you could say. So let's sort of try to build that in here, but again, also try to make sure I avoid reds, because it could conflict the chain, especially when you put one like up here, and then if this is all red, then it can kind of just break the, well, up here really. Then it could all conflict with that, so.
Sorry.
Yeah, but that's just one of the many like tailing forms that I would probably recommend you get in that scenario. And I know a lot of people kind of use like the sandwich. Oh wait, the game started. Well, it didn't start, but
Wait,
starting. But
I accidentally started it. Wait, did I? Oh. Oh.
probably. But, I mean, it's fine if you did start it. I mean, you can always just leave it on. We can just all just like leave it neutral and just let the game play itself.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else was I going to... Let's see, let me go back in the other chains that you made. Okay, so I noticed you made something similar to this, like, for your first round. I'm gonna go ahead.
Sorry about
that. Oh, go ahead. Let's see. So I noticed for like this first round, or the first round rather, you built something sort of like this. Just use that a little bit more. was like something similar to this, and then like you were kind of like struggling to get like another like set of like yellows. It looks like here because you kind of had your chain like oops, kind of like your chain set out like this. Just double check and make sure. Sorry, I'm colorblind, so I always gotta double check myself.
Nice.
I'm gonna. But yeah, it was something similar to. It was actually something similar to this, and then normally in this case, I would probably get the red down here. So you did do a good job of like keeping. So you had like this piece out first, and you did do a good job of keeping this out first, but then you had like the double yellow next, or rather a yellow and then this color next. What I would do in that situation again is probably just like put it over here as well. Just put like over here, just so that way, if because like it looked like you were gonna get like more reds than yellows in that case. So then you would have just actually just placed it down a little bit more like this, and then maybe could have used like the yellows to extend like up here. You kind of want to like make sure when you're extending, you don't want to like accidentally like lock yourself out, because what you did end up doing was sort of something similar, something like this. Kind of like something like this, and this completely like locks out like your chain as well, so you're kind of just stuck meandering around trying to figure out, I need to clear this out so I can actually get to my yellows, or this color right here. And that's sort of actually a trap, because that kind of invites the other player to kind of like attack you so that you don't get there. So probably just a little bit more slower and like a little bit more color decisions that won't like lock you out of your chain like that, like voluntarily. And of course, this is all just gonna be all smooth out by like the more you play, and that's honestly like pretty normal, because I used to actually have like struggles like this as well when I was first starting. Let's see. Of course, you made your tail or your ending chain a little bit higher like this. And I was wondering, if were you actually go for like a power or a tail here, or were you just placing these here because that's far away from like your trigger?
I kind of just do whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's honestly fine. I mean, sometimes you gotta just throw it whatever. But that is sort of like an option you could do, like kind of just place your pieces over here on the side so that we can be like a powerful attack, or like a kind of like a throw you off chain. I do know you also want to like kind of like know how to like maintain your main chain while you do like smaller chains when you fill up the form. For
Yeah,
that
'cause
situation, oh, go ahead.
I get beaten a lot like that.
Yeah, that's sort of like okay. So that's sort of like a common thing. This is one thing that I usually do with my chains. I do it like one or two ways. Like if I'm doing something like GTR or something similar to that, I use like this area over here for like my main chain. Make sure that's locked down. And then what I do is like use this area over here in red for like small attacks or small chains that I could probably set off. Actually, gonna be a little bit higher, because sometimes people kind of like make chains that are like a little bit lengthy, but then you kind of need something to power them off. And then something that I also like to do to catch them off guard and to keep me like at a better distance is something similar to this. Let's just say I'm making a chain like something like this. Oops. Like this. And then let's say, how do I make this? Let's say, oh no, I have like a chain incoming. So what I would do is probably just do something like this. It deflects the attack, but I also maintain my trigger over here, so that way this won't be interrupted, or nothing over here gets interrupted. So sort of like kind of like triggers like this kind of helps you like keep you on your like keep the opponents on their edge so that way they can back off and you still have like room to chain. Because if you do get in a situation and you send them an attack, then you're just left with you're pretty much left with this, so you can just easily rebuild like the transition again, and you're not like messing with any of your bases or your triggers or anything like that. So that's also something to keep in mind. Like if you need to attack and you need to use and all you have left is like your trigger, then I would just use my trigger. I would just like power my trigger and then set it off, so that way you can still maintain your chain. And my capture card is acting out. Don't worry if you don't like quite understand what like if you don't quite understand like what I'm saying, I can like clip of me actually doing something like that so that way you'll know or like know firsthand. So if you get lost in something, then don't worry, I'll help you out there as well. Because again, it's my first time in a while actually tutoring someone like this, so I need to make sure I'm with it. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, that's sort of most of what I had to say. I mean, I'm sure when I like look back at this chain to give you like your detailed notes, I'll find more things that like I think could be worked on and how to fix those. But mainly with GTR, I'll probably just work on trying to do more bases. So that's a popular thing. I know like a popular thing with GTR, people like to do something like this. And this is actually totally fine. Especially if you like know how to maintain it. Oops, that's not where that's supposed to be. You can honestly do something like this and still be fine. You'll just have like this little indentation over here to work with. But again, with that trick I showed you earlier with this, it still applies here. So basically, if you have like this little like indentation over here, like this one fork in the road, you can just build something. Oops, that's not the right color. There. With this like little dish right here, you can actually like kind of like build some sort of like, imagine like a house, I guess you could say. Like this is sort of like the roof. You just build like a little chimney here, then make sure you have this one here, and then maybe a smoke coming out of it. I don't know. There's 1,000 ways to picture it, but that's how I see it, as abnormal as it sounds. But yeah, if you see like a one like Puyo up here, then that's sort of like what you can do with it. And then let's see.
Yeah, that's to extend the chain more.
Yep. This is like the extending your tail. And then let's say you kind of want to. Let's say okay, so I have my base sitting out. So how do I extend this further? A lot of ways actually. Well, I probably wouldn't say well. There is a lot of ways, but probably not the best way to explain it. But something that I usually do sometimes when I'm in this situation, well, probably not with this formation in particular, because I find it easier to extend when the formation for the base is something similar to this. I like to use this Y joint as a base, so that way this can stay flat. So that way I have literally all this space to actually just keep chaining. So I could use, as long as I don't get confused with these, or I can actually separate this with another color. The little dish we talked about earlier. So I can use this to either this, or if I really want to be adventurous, I could actually use another color and then use this. Like for extending upwards, as long as I have this color matching with this color at the top, then nothing will pretty much get in my way. And you can also extend with ways like this as well. And then you can just use something like this to keep going. And then eventually you'll just be able to use this part of the tail to like, or not the tail, the train to actually just keep training upwards. And then if you do feel like someone's coming to get you, you can just use this side to just set something up here. and just be ready for that. And again, if you do break into this little thing, as it's okay as long as you can just rebuild it back, like so. So kind of just like, so if it's easier for you, kind of like divide your board up into like coordinates, saying, okay, so I'll use this bottom portion for building my base and my building my base. I'll use this quarter to actually extend my trigger. Then if I need to reserve this spot to set off a counterattacks, then that's what I'll do. Like it takes a little bit more, like it takes like a lot of practice to actually get used to or to tell yourself this, but the more you do it, then the easier it'll get. And I think when you do start out with practicing, you'll get a little bit slower, but then over time you'll know, okay, so I don't have to think as much. I can just put this over here without thinking way too much about it. And of course, after this session, it'll probably come either like in the morning when I actually do wake up and do some stuff. I'll probably have some sort of like Venn diagram, not some Venn diagram, but some like kind of diagram to help you coordinate. Like, okay, this is what I'll do here, this is what I'll do here, or this is how I would do it. And I and I do know that you know like the basic like stairs and sandwiches and that stuff, and that's cool. Um, to really understand GTR, I feel like people need to know like one other irregular form, and that's actually L shape. Do you know how that looks, or
Um,
have
no,
you
I
or
don't.
have
I
you
don't
like
know
it?
what that is.
Okay, L shape. Okay, so L shape essentially is just basically this. I think you would tend to do it like a little bit backwards on your end. Then again, there's not really like a wrong way to do it, except like not doing it. But this is the gist of what it is. Sort of the same thing with like sandwiches, where like you would have these up here, but kind of like indent them for, and then just like the left or the right, depending on where you build them. Um, and then from here you have like this little like one column to extend. And if you are worried about that, that's also fine. And I think what's great about L shape is like you can actually use like like you would think that the reds would like know for like actually transitioning with this. You actually can actually get away with actually, I keep saying actually, but you can get away with extending with this as well, because all you need to do is just put another red up here, and then when you launch the chain, it'll still connect to the rest of the chain. So
Oh,
that would be something. So that would be something that I would like. You don't have to be like, you don't have to master it, but like building like this L shape, the L shapes or getting used to them would be a great help to your GTR, because you can actually transition into GTR. Oops, you can transition GTR much a little bit easier if you like this. So that way will keep your so that way this will keep your base, keep your base like like a lot flatter. So you can use this trifecta to actually chain, and then you can actually tail something similar to this. Since all these will be ending, then this will actually be a little bit more easier to chain off of. And just to demonstrate that this won't break, because this is actually my concern when I was actually using this formation as well. It'll actually work a little bit like this.
oh, at the end, they're both like don't pop at the same time. They just.
Yeah, they won't pop at the same time because the yellow. I'll probably pause it right when you see it. Like the yellow will be like all down here, so that way it won't conflict with the other greens.
Yeah.
Okay, when that pops, then this will pop, and then this will also go down as well, because when this goes, then these two will go down as well. And then it'll still maintain those greens up there.
Alright.
See it, and like I said, there's like a lot of like chaining forms you can actually, a lot of telling forms you can actually learn as well. I don't know if you looked at like the Puyo Nexus wiki, but if you need me to link that to you with my notes, I'll more than gladly do that.
Alright, yeah, that would be useful.
Yeah, I'll definitely link that to you. But yeah, that's just. But again, that's all. This all takes some time and practice. You'll probably, again, frustration sort of like a step in the process, because like sometimes you'll think you have it, but then you don't, and then you get a little bit frustrated, and that's totally fine. It's all part of the process. The best thing you can do in that situation is just to like ping me for help, like to ping me or anyone else for like help, saying how do I do this better. And then of course I'll go on my way to help you as much as I can, even outside of like the tutoring stuff. But again, that's all with time and process. This is just sort of showing you, hey, you can do it like this as well. There used to be like a site where you could just chain, and I could just supervise you from there, but I didn't really want to risk doing that. But I'll keep that in mind next time. Next time we get I get a chance to tutor you. Do you have any questions that you want to ask me?
No, you actually explained it pretty well. Like, I could understand.
Okay, I'm glad, because I know tutoring's a little bit weird and awkward for some people, so I try to make it as little bit as simple as I can. And of course, that's why I always offer up the notes whenever I can.
Yeah, it's my first time doing this type of thing.
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I don't really do like a lot of like tutoring like this. Like usually, if people ask me to like coach them in Puyo, I usually just like play a lot of like little sets with them, and then I kind of just like, hey, thanks for playing with me. Here's some notations of what I think should work. You should work on next, or what I could do, or what you could do better. And then I kind of just let them do like that. So. And what else was I gonna say? I also do like these little thought process videos of like basically like me explaining like my thought processes, my processes. I cannot speak today. During Puyo battles and swap battles. I can link you one of those videos, and if you like how those are structured, I can make one of those for you. All you have to do is just like send me like a replay, or like upload a replay on Champions or Tetris 2, or whatever you have, and I'll look at it. And I'll look at it. I'll download it. I'll record it, and then I'll do those videos for you, so that way you can look at it and say, so that way like you'll know, okay, this is what I would have done here, or instead of putting these pieces here, I'd do this instead. Let me go ahead and link you one of those actually.
Alright.
And then if you'd like the structure of that video, do let me know, and then I will make one for you. Just make sure you like upload a replay to like Champions, and then I'll download it from my end, and then I can just record it and then make one for you. But except for like my thought process, I'll say here's what you could have done, or here's what I would have done, or like something similar to that. If you can take that, learn. You can take that, learn from it, and then things will be a-okay. But other than that, you have really good potential to actually make amazing chains. You make like two like double digit chains already, and that's pretty good, because when you do fight like Japan players a lot, they do a lot of like double digit. So the fact you can already do 10 chains from just freestyling or GTR is already amazing. So definitely do keep that up. I do believe like as long as you like keep sharpening your skills, then you'll do consistent like 10s and 12s, and trust me, overseas players do a lot of those. So if the more you do like those double digit chains, then the better it will be. I just think like the speech needs to be a little bit faster, but again, that just takes a little bit more playing to cure that, and it's all good from there. I should probably link it on my phone instead of my PC. But yeah, you have really good fundamentals. You just needs like that one tiny push, and then you're pretty much there. And of course, learning how to fight as well. But I think there's more. I think like the more that you set up your chains in a more fast rate, then it'll all be a little bit easier for you. Cause like I can actually just look at you while I'm fighting you. If I can see how you react to like my certain attacks. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you in terms of like criticism. And again, just keep it up, and you'll get up there. And of course, you have me at your disposal to just ask questions, and you have the future tutoring slots as well. I think since all the slots were actually taken for like this week, I'll talk to S2 about actually remind people, hey, there's a second week you guys can look at because everyone kind of like signed up for this week for some reason, but that's all good.
I can sign up some other week.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah, I think after the today ends, you can like sign up for like the next week as well, because like the period was for like 2 weeks, but again, everyone kind of like signed up for like this week for some reason. But I'll talk to S2, and then I'll talk about repinging people saying, hey, the week of, let's see, what week would it be? The week of the 18th through the 24th has not been taken, so you guys are free to take take those slots as well. And then people can just sign up for those as well. So if you want to take a slot next week, you're free. You're more than welcome to. I'm pretty sure we're limiting to people of like one session a week. So if you do want one for next week, also just sign up and we will discuss further there. And again, free of charge, so no need to worry about paying anything or out the wazoo.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tutoring session. It was honestly less set up than I thought it would, but I'll definitely look over everything, get your notes to you by the end of tomorrow, because I do have to wake up early for another tutoring session that I have to do with somebody, and make sure the PC set up for that. But other than that, I think you're on your way. You just need again just some speed and less thought, and you'll be right there.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if that's all for you, then you are free to go.
All right. Well,
Right.
thank you for the tutoring. Like,
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it. Yeah.
You're welcome. Anytime you need a long session or a short shit or long tutoring session or a short one, I'm here. Just gotta give me the message and I will respond because I have literally nothing else going on.
All right. I'll be
You
heading
take
out
care.
now.
Okay. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye bye. Okay. I think that's all I had for today. Okay. When's the next one? Okay. Yeah. So it's in the morning. Okay. That's fine with me. I just need to make sure I sleep. Well, I can just sleep after this. Um, I don't really have anything else for you guys. I didn't really schedule anything after this, so yeah, I'll go ahead and end it here. I'll probably try. The sessions are kind of like an hour, so if you guys do want more of these sessions, join the English Puyo community Discord server, and then just wait for like announcements for like slots to be open. So I'll be here. You have sessions like these. I think I know how I want to structure these going forward, so I'll probably take some more time to set those up. It's just a little bit weird with OBS and like screen sharing, so I'll have to do better about that. But yeah, sorry if you guys wanted me to like actually play. I don't. I was just here for tutoring. But I think next time we'll have some actual matches going on. Well, probably not the next tutoring, but you know. Okay, see you guys later.